energies right now is crazy. Like it's sleepy time because you are Aries, and right now we're in Scorpio season, and Aries is like the polar opposite of Scorpio. So you're feeling the Mars energy too. Scorpio is Mars as well, but it's like psychological Mars versus aggressive Mars, you know, like Aries and Scorpio. So you're getting hit by that energy too. And it's a water sign, so you have a moon you have a Cancer moon, right? So it's a water sign. It's water season. Scorpio is water season.
And then it's like I've been trying to like avoid emotional people lately too, like real emotional people.
Yeah. Be very aware of trying to get, like, you're an empath, so you're going to definitely get like you're gonna feel the world. You're gonna feel the world, not just one person. Like you're gonna just be in the energy of feeling other people's trauma. You know, it's like being a rabbi. Like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but like rabbis become rabbis in their 60s, 70s. I don't know if you knew that. There's rabbis. There's no young rabbi. That doesn't exist because they believe that you have to be experienced in life to become a rabbi, not just because you went to school, not because you know so and so. So it's the same thing with spirituality, like, you know, and it's the same thing with healing. And if you're not ready to embrace that part of yourself right now, that healing and experience life, and you want to rush, you're not going to be skilled or seasoned, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Have you ever came across somebody that was young that you knew had abilities, but they were kind of like using them for the wrong reason?
Yeah, unfortunately. Some people know their power and they use it to manipulate, manipulate energy, manipulate people, manipulate emotions. And they go to the dark side, right? Because there's a balance, there's light and there's dark. One can't function without the other. It's just the universal law. So unfortunately, you see people wanting to go to the dark side versus the light side, if you will, of spirituality or any spiritual gifts or powers, right? It's like X-Men, if I had to compare. There's like the villains and then there's like the heroes, right? It's a balance.
Yeah, it's like X-Men is my life in a nutshell. It's like all the stories and stuff, because I've been watching Low-Key, and I was just like, damn, all this stuff relates to, stuff that I know, information, quantum physics, and because it's like this season 2 is like a Loki is someone, or it's an entity, it's a god, but they were created to make others great. But the Loki is always alone. They're always destined to be alone, but they're also like this jokester, and they switch from, being good and being evil, so to say. They switch back and forth. That's what a Loki does. Yeah. But they live all these different lives, and they live forever, and they have all these different experiences. And I was just like, wow, because I like watching X-Men and cartoons.
Yes. I was watching his show on Disney. I think I watched a couple of episodes, if not more, with Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
And it's about time travel. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, because it's deep. If you don't get like quantum physics, you're gonna be lost. But it's like, to me, it all makes sense because the episodes are actually how I used to dream as a kid. So I would dream in these different layers, and I would like time slip, go to other lives, and I knew where I was at, but I knew I was going through like 10 different life experiences in one dream, and I would actually remember it. And that's kind of like what Loki is doing. He's time slipping from different years, but he still has memory and know what's going on. He's going back and forth in time. And then he's talking to somebody in the past, and then they're receiving the information in the present. And that's kind of like how you get your intuition. It's like you start realizing certain things from the past were speaking to you all along, and now you're in the present realizing what it is.
Yeah. It's kind of like Back to the Future was my first ever show or movie that had to do with time travel, and I loved, at that time I loved Michael J. Fox, and so he came up with this movie Back to the Future, and my brothers and I always watched that movie. Like, we probably watched it like 100 times. But it was a 3-part series. It's like part 2, part 3, and it all coincided, which was beautifully made. I don't know if you saw all 3 parts of Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's a lot of hidden gems in Back to the Future, but you got to go back and watch it, like the very first one.
Yeah,
there's certain synchronicities put in there. And that's how things happen. That's how kind of like the tarot works and intuition. It's these synchronicities, and it's like these things keep happening, and it's kind of, even when you don't try to pay it any attention, it's like it forces to gather your attention some kind of way. So it's like as you go outside, you might see something or a certain color, or you see certain numbers, and then you keep wondering why it repeats and what does it mean. And then, you know, most people, they don't look, they just think it's a coincidence or deja vu, not realizing what it is.
With tarot, you specifically have to always be, I mean, for me, when I read it, I have to be very mindful of not saying a time, a specific time. And so when I say this is the energy, it's either happening or it will be happening. That's up to the person that I'm talking to discern. I don't know. I don't know their life. So if that makes sense now or later, it doesn't even matter. You know, you came to me, and, you know, whenever it unfolds because time is linear, right? In tarot, you could go back and forth. You could go to the past, you could go to the future, you could be in the present, or other dimensions. You know, a lot of the times when I read, you know, whether you want to hear it or not, I see it and I have to tell them. But I try to dumb it down, if you will. Like, I have to dumb down the energy so that they understand that, you know, it doesn't matter what this reading is about. You're going through some spiritual awakening or journey, and you have to figure this out, right? I'm not here to tell you what to do. If you want to go ahead and listen to the message, yeah, fine. That it was given to you for a reason. But there's a lot of people that don't want to go see beyond, right? The 3D. They want to be in the 3D, and this is what's happening. But do you read for yourself?
Yeah. I haven't done it lately, but my intuition kept telling me to do it. And I pulled like 2 cards last night, because every time I pull it, it's been pretty much the same thing. It's kind of like what I'm doing now, creating content, business, being sick. And even that's in my cardology too. Like, I do cardology spreads. Yeah. And cardology is astrology and tarot together, but telling you more in a relatable story-like format. So like my cardology spread for this year is based on your current age, and then you have a set of cards which are still the signs, the planets. So it breaks down the planets in a more, like I said, story base. And I kept getting the same thing, because I can read what planetary phase I'm in cardology.
Which one are you in currently?
Let me look, because I don't want to tell you wrong.
This is interesting, because I've never done that. You were explaining that to me a while back, and I was just like, never heard of that.
So I'm in my Saturn, and it starts 10/22 for me, and then that lasts for, what is it, 52 days? So the next period for me will be Uranus on December 13th, and then I go into Neptune on February 4th. So like right now I'm in Saturn. So the way that I read cardology is like it's always going to be a set amount of cards for your birth date. And it's a chart. So I fill in the chart, and you have like your long range card, a Pluto card, a result card, an environment card, displacement card. But I usually just read like the general things that's in my Saturn. Like I have like a 6 of clubs, a 3 of clubs, a jack of clubs, a ace of clubs, a 4 of spades, a 4 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, 2 of clubs. And then I basically read all the meanings of those cards in Saturn, and it applies to me. So that's what cardology is. It's like it's reading the way I read it, I'm reading basically your sun, your moon, and your rising. That's how I read the cardology spreads. Because you have a birth card, which is your sun card. You have a planetary card, which is like your moon card. And then you have a personality card, which would be your rising.
Yeah. That's your current energy right now.
Yeah.
You have to be very detached when you read tarot. When I tell people, the first thing you have to do when you want to learn how to start reading tarot is really detach yourself and set an intention, almost like a shield or a protection energy field, to kind of break that, have a boundary, right? Have this barrier, I should say, if that makes sense. So you have your energy, the other person has their energy, because the last thing you want to do is have that energy overflow, or vice versa. So there has to be some type of shield, intention setting, a prayer, if you will. Like, it's just something that will help you go into this new energy, right? This unknown energy. You can't just go into somebody's energy all nilly-willy, and sometimes, depending on the person that I read for, their energy, or their spirit guides, I should say, their spirit guides and ancestors, is pretty like, they're strong, they're powerful, right? And of course that resonates with the person that they're inhabiting, the human that they're inhabiting, right? They have spiritual gifts, powers, superpowers of some sort, because, and that's just my belief, I don't know what your belief is, but, if you have like a strong, powerful team behind you, you could do it. You'll be able to do it. I just know that, you were talking about the dark and the light earlier, and people with spiritual gifts going either into the dark or into the light. That also resonates with their spirit guides and ancestors, who are their, ancient, malefic energies. They're just as powerful, but they embrace the dark.
Well, I look at it as a whole. Like, I don't separate it anymore. Like, I used to look at it that way, as light and dark, but I notice actually the light and dark is actually the same thing. It's the same entity. Like, you're seeing the opposite of each. It's like, in order to recognize something, it has to separate in order to see what it is. Just like the signs, the zodiac signs, it's, to me it's 6. And then it's split down the middle to where you can see the opposite energies of those 6 energies.